Houston Independent School District Board of Trustees. My name is Andrea Nicholas, and as Board President, I have the pleasure of calling this meeting to order. Please note, this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. For this reason, I ask that you please silence your cell phones, and if you must take a call during the meeting, please quietly step out. As you know, this is a meeting of the Board of Trustees being held in front of the public, which is not the same as a public hearing or meeting for the public. The board and the district appreciate the interest of our constituents and welcome you at our meetings. However, in our Board of Trustee meetings, only the board members and members of the administration who are providing information to the board should be speaking during the course of the meeting, except for the portion of the meeting designated for public input. Should any audience member have a question during the course of the meeting, please do not interrupt the meeting or interject your question or comment in the middle of the meeting. Instead, please raise your question or concern with an appropriate person at the conclusion of the meeting so that the board can conduct our board business without interruption. Let's begin with our biographies of our student presenters.
Madam President, board members, faculty, staff, students, parents, good evening. I would like to introduce our pledgers and inspirational speaker for tonight's board meeting. Our pledge leader representing Fort Sam Houston Elementary School is Stella Harrington, who is a member of Miss Miller's 5th grade class. Her parents are Madeline and Petty Officer First Class Kyle Harrington. And Miss Harrigan and the boys, thank you once again for being here. Stella's the oldest of 3 siblings. She has a brother named Ryan, who's in 2nd grade, and another brother named Connor, who's in 1st grade. Connor's the one is a Brady fan, correct? Ryan, Patriots fan, Brady fan. Stella and her family joined Fort Sam Houston ISD in August of 2025. Stella's favorite subject in school is science because it involves all of the subjects at once. Science allows you to explore various things and be creative. When Stella's not in school, she likes to draw and play with her neighbors and brothers. She really enjoys stuffed animals, watching Stranger Things, and reading late at night. When Stella graduates from high school, she wants to become an actress. And I asked her about her favorite actress, and she said she has quite a few of them, but the one you really like, what was it, Stella?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Billy Bobby Brown. Okay, very good. Okay, our high school inspirational message will be delivered by Junior Landon Snyder. Landon has been a part of the Robert Cole community since 2023 when he arrived as an eighth grader. He is the son of Sergeant First Class Travis Snyder, who served in the United States Army for approximately 12 years. Mr. Snyder and Mom, are y'all here? I think I saw them. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here, folks. Growing up in the military family has shaped Landon's discipline and resilience. Throughout high school, he has devoted himself to athletics with a strong sense of leadership. He is currently a first-team all-district pitcher for Cole baseball team and participates in powerlifting, all while maintaining a strong work ethic beyond sports. Landon is a respected leader in the junior ROTC program where he serves as first sergeant. In this role, he mentors fellow cadets and upholds high standards of discipline and responsibility. His leadership extends into the classroom as well. He is a member of both Math Honor Society and the Science National Honor Society, demonstrating consistent academic excellence. After high school, Landon plans to attend a military college or senior military college where he hopes to study nursing. He has always been driven by a desire to help others, even if it's just to brighten their day. He understands that many people will always need support, and he sees nursing as the best way to provide the care and compassion that every person deserves. Very good. So with that, say the pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. This flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
First of all, good evening, everyone here. I wanted to thank you all for this opportunity to speak here today. Just to start off, confidence is something many people assume you either have or you don't. For a long time, I believed that too. When I first arrived here in 8th grade, 2023, I struggled with confidence in many ways that were not visible. I doubted my abilities, whether I was good enough to compare myself to others. What I've learned during my time here is confidence is something that you're not born with, but it's something that can be built. Athletics became one of my first places where my confidence began to build. Playing baseball at Cole my freshman year, I was pitching and catching. With my increased confidence, I has moved up to varsity, and I realized that every pitch, every inning, and every game requires trust in yourself and confidence that you could do what you're supposed to do in those moments. I questioned many times whether I was good enough for that. Over the years, coaches, Coach Bench and Coach Luna, and their trust in me, confidence became the confidence I now have. My confidence has also continued to develop just this summer with Coach Sides during summer strength and conditioning. Coach Sides instilled in me and all Cole athletes that if you believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself, you can push past your limits. With that belief, you could do anything you wanted to achieve. Every time I was there, I was being taught how to properly do things that had never been taught to me before. He took time and worked single-handedly on my form, and he allowed me to actually understand what I was doing. Coach Sites programs are great for any Cole athlete that wants to grow and be confident in their abilities. Coach Sites also instills confidence that all Cole athletes can achieve anything they want. Personally, Coach Sites got me and other athletes over the hump of certain weights that we thought were impossible. In addition, the new Cole baseball fields at Cole not only just represents the athletic program, but all future student athletes. Having their own upgraded facility shows that Fort St. Easton Independent School District believes and invests in all their athlete success. The field brings pride and responsibility and reminds all athletes that we are part of something bigger than the individual. These environments have motivated me to hold myself to a higher standard and carry myself with great confidence. It gives me and all Cole athletes a place to call home, and our field has already had effects on the Cole baseball team this year. I am absolutely excited to play on it this year. Overall, my experience here at Cole, from strength and conditioning, leadership opportunities, and academics, was a support structure that allowed me to grow. I arrived unsure about myself, and I stand here today more confident, disciplined, and self-assured because of the challenges and opportunities I've been given. I know that without Cole High School, I would not be as fortunate as I am here today. The school has set me on a path that I believe will set me up for success in the future.
Cool.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for taking the time to prepare for it today and to share with us. We do appreciate that. Agenda item number 2, quorum. With 5 of the 5 board members present, I declare a quorum. For the record, the following board members are present. Colonel Zanate, Vice President. Colonel Braxton, the second Secretary. Board Member Dr. Sizer. Board Member Willie White. President Andrea Nicholas. Public comments. Board Policy BED Local sets out the requirement for public comment portion of a meeting. During regular board meetings, public comments may address any topic, whether posted on the agenda or not. During special called meetings or work sessions, public comments are limited to the items posted on the agenda only. To participate in the public comment portion of a meeting, members of the public must sign their name on the sign-in sheet no later than 5 minutes before the meeting is scheduled to begin and shall indicate the topic about which they wish to speak. The sign-in sheet will be placed on the podium in the Professional Development Center located at 1908 Winans Road, San Antonio, Texas, 78234. Do have one that has signed up for public comment, but let me read instructions first. Fort Sam Houston ISD Public Comment Information and Guidelines. A meeting of the Board of Trustees is a meeting of the board in public, not a public meeting, which is to say that audience participation at a board meeting is limited to the public comment section of the meeting. At all other times during the meeting, the audience shall not enter into discussion or debate on matters being considered by the board. During public comment, the board may furnish specific factual information or recite policy, but by law, the board shall not deliberate or decide regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda for that meeting, and any deliberation or decision by the board will occur during discussion of the agenda item and not during public comment. During regular board meetings, public comments may address any topic, whether posted on the agenda or not. During special called meetings or work sessions, public comments are limited to the items posted on the agenda only. In order to participate in the public comment portion of a meeting, members of the public must sign up with the presiding officer or designee not later than 5 minutes before the meeting is scheduled to begin, and shall indicate the topic about which they wish to speak. Individuals may be given up to 3 minutes to speak during public comment. However, when necessary for effective meeting management or to accommodate large numbers of individuals wishing to address the board, the presiding officer may make adjustments to the public comment procedures, including adjusting when public comment will occur during the meeting, reordering agenda items, deferring public comment on non-agenda items, continuing agenda items to a later meeting, providing expanded opportunity for public comment, or adjusting the time allotted to each speaker. However, no individual shall be given less than 1 minute per person to make public comment. A member of the public who addresses the board through a translator shall provide the translator. A member of the public who addresses the board through a translator must be given at least twice the amount of time as a member of the public who does not require a translator. The presiding officer or designee shall determine whether a person addressing the board has attempted to solve a matter administratively through resolution channels established by policy. If not, the person's presentation shall be halted and the person shall be referred to the appropriate policy to seek resolution. DGBA, employee complaints. FNG, student or parent complaints. GF, public complaints. There shall be no disruption of the meeting by members of the audience. If after at least one warning from the presiding officer, an individual continues to disrupt the meeting by his or her words or actions, the presiding officer may request assistance from law enforcement officers to have the individual removed from the meeting, and once the individual is escorted off the premises, the person is not permitted to return during the meeting. Individuals with signs, props, or displays shall sit in the last row of chairs or along the back wall so as not to interfere with the meeting or with the public's observation of the meeting. During public comment, individuals shall not use the name of district employees or of district students unless the student about whom they are speaking is their own child. So So as I stated before, we do have one that has signed up for public comment. Mr. Shellhart? The comment. Where do you start talking?
All right, good evening, members of the board. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, especially acknowledge Mr. Willie White, making the time that we're led to believe was impossible on his busy schedule. It's truly interesting to see you here. Stated on the record, you can no longer be a part of these meetings if they're in the evening time. So it's nice you can accommodate a busy schedule. What else is interesting is the fact that you also just held to reapply for your board seat. It's pretty interesting, really, that you reapplied for that. So, congrats. I'm here tonight to talk about oversight, transparency. Same thing I've always said every time I get up here. Transparency, transparency, transparency. The more transparent you guys are not, the more you're gonna see my face. You can try to push me out, you can try to think that there's ways to get rid of me or my son. That's fine. I will find another route to still be here and to stand for this community and to stand in front of you all. We're all seeing what's going on with Judson ISD. It's a complete train wreck over there. Luckily, we're part of Fort Sam Houston, right? With what we have and what we need, our community demands oversight and our community demands transparency. When we bring things to your attention, I understand that you cannot address them right away, but letting it go months in advance, and then finally once enough community members go behind and then talk about it, then you come and you start saying things, that's fine. But this is stuff that could be handled at a lower level with different people, and it doesn't have to get an arrow under everywhere, which is fine. But when it comes to transparency, if you guys think you are transparent, you're not to this community. So I just asked for better transparency. The school district seems to be doing a lot more for our schools, which is kind of nice to see. Seeing a lot of stuff happening out the elementary school, that's kind of nice. I know the playground is on the agenda tonight. That's going to be nice for our students. This is money that's already been there, money that could have been used a while ago. To see it finally getting properly used, it's generally good. It's nice. You don't hear a lot of good things for you guys, towards you guys, come out of my mouth. But that is one thing I see more going back to the schools, which is always great. It timed out. But yeah, transparency, that's all I really want. I'm sure I'll see you all at the next meeting. I wasn't planning to come to this one, but I thought with things that are transpiring, it's best to come to this one, and I'm sure I'll see you again at the next one. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Agenda item number 4, achievements and special recognition. Would anyone like to make any announcements regarding achievements or special recognition? Okay.
I just want to recognize the young student that talks about confidence.
Yeah.
See, confidence, everyone has confidence, concerns, and challenges and barriers in life. And it follows you. Because once things are new, we have to reassure ourselves that we can do it. But as long as you say to yourself, I am who I say I am because I believe in who I am and whose I am, you can achieve it. The only person that's stopping you is you, right? And it's to have the mindset, and I'm glad to see coaches are also serving as parents because they're around you oftentimes more than the parents are, the coach benches and the others. And so just continue to remind yourself that if you don't believe it, nobody else will, right? You have to start with you to believe to achieve. And so I just wanted to share that with you as we were talking, you know, from one baseball player to another. So, thank you, that's all I have.
Anyone else? You ready to talk games and advancing in athletics or no? Because if not, I want to say congrats to our teams, our athletic teams. Okay. So, again, I was asking because I wasn't sure if we were gonna cover it during the athletic, report, but I did want to, want to mention the advancement of our teams, and I'm excited about that. I'm a Cougar, and I'm diehard Cougar. So I am happy to see those things happening, and again, seeing the improvements that we're making when it comes to the transparency and when it comes to those things that we're doing for our district, for our employees, as well as our families. So just wanted to say that. All right. Superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you, Madam President, board members, faculty, staff, and students. This is one of my highlights of the whole year. As y'all very well know, I have a superintendent's advisory committee, and basically those students, they start at 5th grade and they'll stay to their senior year, and we talk about various things around the district, what we want to improve on a district level, even at the elementary, the middle, and high school. And so it's very, I get very rewarded, and the opportunity to see these students when they are starting 5th grade, they don't say too much of anything, but each grade level they kind of step up and very vocal, and we've had some various conversations, everything from food. I told them, guys, can't fix the food. That's from the state, the ADA, and mandated for food and stuff, so I couldn't fix that. But there was things that was brought to my attention, and basically when the advisory committee brings those issues or concerns to my attention, I go back to cabinet and my principals. Okay, folks, this is what has been said to me by my advisory committee, educate me, what's going on, and then we try to help fix those things. And so when I go back to the advisory committee and let them know of the recommendations administration's made, they see the great things going on, that we are listening to them as we move forward. Because those students, you know, we talk about, you know, we had our inspirational speaker speak about one of our strength coaches and how he's helped him and all the other students. That's what we really want to know from the student's perspective. How can we get better? And so I'm glad that most of them, if y'all would stand up and come on up, and they'd like to talk a little to y'all about things we've talked about throughout the course of the year. These students have been involved, as you very well know, with our 5-year strategic plan. And I think they missed, y'all were here for the duration. Most of them, they've got a lot of busy schedules. So I'm gonna let them go around and introduce themselves, what grade level they're in, and then, you know, we've talked, the older adult students will have the floor and can talk about things that we've been discussing throughout the year. So that being said, y'all have the call.
I'll go first. My name is Aiden. I'm a sophomore. Wait, that's it, right?
Aiden, sophomore, yes.
Hi, I'm Anthony Barker. I'm a junior here at Cole.
I'm Joshua Zimmerman. I'm a senior here.
My name is Forrester. I'm in 6th grade. I'm Dariella, and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Samantha. I'm a freshman.
I'm Lucia, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Ian Douglas, and I'm in 8th grade as well.
I'm Trinity, and I'm in 6th grade.
I'm Sophia, and I'm in 5th grade.
Okay. So guys, why don't y'all talk to the board about what we've talked about throughout the year, things of that nature, and go forth from there.
I'll start us off. I just want to say thank you, Dr. Bates. So this superintendent committee, I think it's really well put together, how all of us can really put input and give input to Dr. Bates, and really just talk about, like again, what he said, like any issues or anything that we want to bring up. So like, I'll give an example of something. I remember last year we talked about the phone ban, and I think that was kind of good, because that kind of got us thinking about that and any potential issues that can come up. So, and I think how it's been going along so far, the phone ban, I think we kind of got that well done early on.
Speak on that a little bit. It's not just a committee that's helped bring change to school, but I think it's helped every single one of us grow as leaders, not just speaking up, being kind of that vocal leader, but as well as listening and taking in input from everyone, not only students but staff, and just helping us grow in that way. I think it's something that's not only benefited me, but I hope most of these people too. So.
I can also speak about the Strategic Planning Committee, which I did as well. I know a couple of us did. I think that was also really important to have student voice on that. And I learned a lot about how the district runs. And I was able to meet a lot of amazing teachers and staff and help create the mission and the new statements. I think that was really amazing to have student voice on that.
I think getting to see the 5-year plan and the mission and belief statement was like something really cool, because in the years past that I've been in the program personally, we didn't do that, but this year we did, and so it gave like a better insight as to the things that we were contributing to, and like actually getting to see our like input having an effect on.
Anyone else? And you know, transparency. They love the food. These Timmons brings them, you know, they love the canes. Ian, when we first see her this summer, Ian comes to me and, Dr. Bates, what's for lunch? So we got to, it's been very good to see these students, like I said, progress. I'll take Samantha as she was a fifth grader. Didn't say a word. She was always attentive, but didn't say a word. Same with a lot of them when they started. But as Samantha says, she's a freshman now. She's one of our vocal students in our advisory committee, and it's a beautiful thing. Myself, Ms. Timmons, we get to see our students grow in this fashion, and to get to have a direct impact on the district, having a voice. So I love this group and look forward to continuing to work for them for years to come. You know, I tell folks all the time, I don't like to say this, but you know, Miss Stanley, I know you're here for Josh. Had him as a fifth grader, now he's a senior. I'm showing my age. He's making us up there in age, and now he's getting ready to graduate in a few months, so it's a beautiful thing to see. And I want to say thank you and kudos to the parents, because you've raised some fine young men and women. So I appreciate what y'all have done to help my job be a lot easier, and it's fun working with these students. And sometimes I'll be very transparent. These students are much easier sometimes to work than the adults. So I enjoy getting my hour with these folks. So thank you for all you do. So thank you guys, appreciate it. Do y'all have anything, board members? Do y'all have any questions for them?
No, I just want to say thank you for your input, and thank you for, you know, taking the time and taking your position serious and showing us how to do it. Keep up the great work.
So I heard you speak about student input. Did you do the phone bill? Is that what you said? You talked about the phone bill, cell phone bill?
Yes, we discussed
That's right.
it.
Okay.
Right, like last year before we got the
Yeah. What about it that you like? What is?
I just thought Callis brought it to attention to us, and we were kind of aware of it, so.
And then some of you spoke about the strategic planning, 5-year plan, being on the 5-year planning committee, right? Do you share that? Did any of you share back what you learned or discussed with your peers? Does any peers ask you any questions? I'm just curious. Do you go back and share? Or do you just get all the complaints or issues and bring it to Dr. Bates? Which one? Because both are fine.
I would say a lot of the things I learned in both communities that I was a part of, I was able to explain policies to my friends.
Policies.
My friends asked me about the book bag, and because we were able to talk about it, I was able to explain it and like why we had to implement that, and I think it like answers a lot of questions that people have.
So you are being a voice for the district. That's outstanding. Outstanding. I'm just trying to get you guys to speak a little bit, to hear your voice there. You look great. You did outstanding. Great. Yes.
You good? Can we get a picture with everyone?
What's up? Hey, we're gonna separate the pledges. We do them all?
Some of our pledges left, so we get them all in.
Oh, okay. Some of them. We're gonna go say, sure.
Great job.
Thank you.
Good job. That's all.
He is.
You did great at MPT.
You can't convince me to go.
Come on.
Okay, okay.
And I'm not.
Okay, we're gonna take a couple. Close there, it's all squeezed in real nice. I'm good.
Good?
Thank you all
All right,
again.
guys, one more thing. Miss Simmons, she's gonna take care of y'all like mom, so y'all grab a sandwich out there and grab a thing, so y'all are good to go. All right?
I like seeing their participation and seeing them grow and understand and learn. I like that. I like that a lot. Got us all up in here under covers and
I mean, it was warm at first.
It was, I was
that's what she
sweating.
said. She said it was hot in here.
I'm feeling better. Enjoying coffee, you know.
Is that
Let's
Lionel?
get it on.
Let's
get it on.
That's Lionel. She got a little blanket.
Yeah. All of them. Did she just shed just stuff on my face?
Yeah, I know.
Turn it up. He's still,
A little bit.
so once you finish, then I'll.
Okay, the rest of my report, teaching and learning, Dr. Shanetta, you didn't have anything. Principals, Ms. Fisher, you have to come, good evening.
Hi, good afternoon. I just have a few notes to share. We have, coming up, hot cocoa with the principal. I kind of anticipated, or I was wishful thinking that it would be cool, and it's not, so might turn into come have a break with, the principal. On the 25th in the afternoon, we also have on the 26th, on Thursday, our Black History Month program at 4:30. It's gonna be put on by our new music teacher, and you all got a taste of, how well she performs when she came out here, so you all are more than welcome to attend. And then on Saturday, the 28th, we have our talent show. Dr. Cerna will give more information about that. In March, we have our fun run, and it'll take place back at the elementary. And then we just have a couple of, medical students that are gonna come out. Nutrition department will come out to talk to our kindergartners about eating healthy. And then we'll have the dental program come over and talk to all of our students about, oral hygiene.
Ms. Fisher, can you repeat the information on the Black History Month?
Yes,
program?
ma'am. It'll be on Thursday, February the 26th at 4:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Boy.
Dr. Sultan. That's right, I apologize, you did, yes ma'am, next month, I read my last. Dr. Sarna, you got a little stain on your collar there. Thank you.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone.
Oh, good evening.
Welcome to February. It's moving quickly. So, quick dates that I want to share with you all. February 21st, which is coming up. We have our JROTC Military Ball. It's at 6 o'clock here on post at the JBSA Community Center. 26th of February, that's our Black History Month observance. We do that in the cold gym at 9:30 in the morning. And I've gotten some of the RSVPs for that. But come on down, 9:30 in the morning. We'll have a whole celebration performance for that. 28th February, that is the talent show again. The talent show is at the elementary school. Starts at 4 p.m. We have about 21 acts in there from elementary to high school. It's pretty diverse. You can see all kinds of things going on that day. It's pretty fun. You get to see our students' hidden talents. A lot of it is singing. You'll get some dancing. Then at the end of it, there's some prizes that we give. But the fun of it is that it's put on by our PTSO is really who puts this on. they contribute the funds raised to our senior class. So it's really a community event that supports our senior class from year to year. So we do want to thank the elementary for pitching in and helping with that. February is CTE month. CTE is our Career Technical Education Program. And just statewide, I don't know if this is national, but I know statewide is recognized as CTE month. I wanted to just give a few of these highlights. There's a lot of them. You know, I don't want to be up here for a very long time, but our CTE programs do really well. One of our seniors, Kimora Wineglass, won the Austin Rodeo Youth Arts Show. So she is named the grand champion for her photography work.
Oh, wow.
That comes with a scholarship. I'm not sure what the amount is. It came with some money that she got in hand at the event, but then there's some scholarship money coming her way. February 2nd, some of our esports students got to go to TCEA, which is a Computer Education Educators Conference here in San Antonio, and they got to present with CDW, one of the local technology groups, businesses. So they were highlighted in the magazine. So it's a digital magazine. So we can share that link with you all. Some of the awards that we've won, these are the categories of the awards. We won in digital media. We had a total of 8 students advance to nationals in digital media. Some of these students won Silver Key Awards. They don't advance, but they get some medals too, and that's about 13 students that won the silver medal. Skills USA at the district level, we had students place in Community Action Project. We had the first place winner. They're advancing to state. Cybersecurity, photography, and restaurant service. So all of our programs to compete had students win.
Oh,
So
wow.
we did really well in that. And then we have a lot of students just earn like an acknowledgement or kind of like, they call it best in show or judge's choice. We got a list of those. It's long. I'm not gonna go over it, but I'll share it with you all. And you'll see how our students are doing. And this is our first year in Skills USA. And going in our first year, we were able to win some first place winners. And we're gonna advance to state, and hopefully from there, it's in Corpus, we'll go to nationals. And I think that's it. That's all I have from the Cole side of it. I can pitch in a bit with athletics.
Athletics, Coach Norman is at tennis practice, so that's why he's not able to be here at this time, so go ahead.
Okay, so on the athletic side, we have a girls' round 2 playoff basketball game. That is tomorrow evening in Goliad, Texas, a couple hours away. We're playing Tidehaven. So girls just won, I think it was yesterday. It feels like it's happening so fast, but yesterday they just beat Lytle. Now they're advancing to go play Tidehaven in Goliad. Boys don't have their opponent named yet. They're in a play-in situation in that other district. Once that's completed, we'll know who we're playing. We're probably gonna know that by tomorrow. So that's gonna be another quick turnaround.
So
And
for
then
the
our
boys, so I know they cut it up with the UIL. So right now, we used to be just all 3A, but now it's small 3A and large 3A.
Right.
So last year we played all 3A, but now we're just small 3A.
We're probably looking at the small 3A, and we're gonna be looking at, there's still area districts that we're looking at. We don't have the name. I know it's a district that's nearby. Nearby meaning probably within 100 miles is what I'm talking about. That's your by district. Then
I
from
thought
by
heading-
district.
Heading east.
Mhm.
Now, speak with Coach Norman, I'll take that in that general area, Hallettsville,
We had Cotulla named, and I just don't know the
Yeah,
details, so I don't wanna
right,
give you wrong names.
right.
I know some of those, Crystal City, Cotulla, some of them are named. I don't know where it's gonna land, but it's, I would consider that nearby within 100 miles. Round 2, round 3, it starts to grow, and it did change, the format changed a bit. There's more winners now, more opportunities for students teams to advance. And then we have baseball fields out here, and we call it Pershing Park, which is where we have softball. So I know that's under construction. That's still in the works right now, but I know that they're putting the grass and the sod down. What I'm looking at, according to what I'm reading here, is March 15th, maybe the date that we
First
get to
home game.
play, maybe first pitch out there on that field.
Okay.
Our season's already we're already in season, but we may be able to get some district games here at the new field. That's all I have from that place.
Thank you, Dr. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And then it's not person, technology, athletics, nothing. Madam President, board members, that's my report for the month of February.
Thank you the temperature in the building. We have tried to turn it up some, so it should start to kind of get a little warmer in here. So just wanted you all to know that. Which one? All right. This is agenda item number 6. Minutes from the regular business meeting of January 21st, 2026, and special business meeting of February 4, 2026. The superintendent recommends approving the minutes from the regular business meeting of January 21, 2026, and the special business meeting of February 4, 2026, as submitted. Are there any questions reference that? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
Madam President, make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular business meeting of January 21st, 2026, and the special business meeting of February 4th, 2026, as submitted.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of approving the minutes from the regular business meeting of January 21, 2026, and the special business meeting of February 4, 2026, as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Aaron Bryson, the second.
I, Latoya Sizer.
I, Willie White.
I, Rebecca Zanke.
I, Andrea Nicholas. Any opposed? Obviously no. So hearing none, the motion passes. Agenda item number 7, financial report of January 2026. The superintendent recommends approving the financial report of January 2026 as submitted. Any questions? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
Madam President, I recommend approving the financial reports for January 2026 as submitted.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, it has been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the financial report of January 2026 as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Latoya Sizer.
I, Willie White.
I, Rebecca Zanke.
I, Aaron Bryson, second.
I, Andrea Nicholas. All opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion passes. Agenda item number 8, renewal of property, liability, and fleet insurance. The superintendent recommends approving the renewal of the property, liability, and fleet insurance with the Texas Association of School Boards Risk Management Fund as submitted.
Folks, this is an annual thing we do every year. We're going back with TASB. A lot of carriers are not taking new claims, and also did they raise their percentage?
Yes, it went up some, but our property coverage value went up, and that has to do with replacement cost, which is directly tied to construction costs, which none of that is pretty.
No. So we're sticking with TASB who approves, so.
Any questions? And then, since there are no questions, is there a motion to approve?
Madam President, I move the board approve the renewal of the property liability and fleet insurance with the Texas Association of School Board Risk Management Fund as submitted.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of approving the renewal of the property, liability, and fleet insurance with the Texas Association of School Boards Risk Management Fund as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Willie White.
I, Rebecca Zanke.
I, Aaron Bryson, the second.
I, Latoya Sizer.
I, Andrea Nicholas. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Agenda item number 9, purchase of elementary school playground equipment. The superintendent recommends approving the purchase of elementary school playground equipment as submitted.
Let's go back.
So some background information for us. We know that we needed to do some renovations of that playground equipment. So, together with Ms. Fisher, David Campbell, Dr. Sultan, we did some site visits, we held meetings in 2025. We worked together with Claycomb Architects, as well as Park Place Recreation Design. So Park Place Recreations is a buy board vendor, so they're part of a purchasing co-op. They have also worked with us for our playground for many years. In fact, it was interesting in our meeting Ms. Fisher and I had with him. The representative says he remembers coming here with his dad when his dad first worked with our playground 25 years ago or something. So we appreciate the continuity with that. So we had three proposals. So there's three main playground areas in the back there, one for the pre-K through second graders, one for third through fifth, and then we have a special needs play area. So this is for the younger students, pre-K through 2. This gives you an idea. So we're talking total replacement of the equipment that's there, so that you understand. So this gives, this is what it looks like without the cover, so you can get a little bit of an aerial view. Two things I want to point out is this area here and this area here. We actually saw these at our site visits, and these are designed for special needs students. So this one, a wheelchair can fit in here, and it's kind of like a little merry-go-round. And then this one here is like a kind of like a teeter-totter type thing, if you will. So this would be in the pre-K through 2 playground area. And this is another view from the other side that you can see there. We also, I failed to mention earlier, we had a teacher committee who came after we got the proposals from Park Place. We have a teacher committee look at this as well. So, and then another view for that playground area. So there'll be a climbing structure as well, and so they are able to put one with a cougar on top of it. So where that will be is, let's see, back here where this little design here, or that little rectangle, there will be a structure that looks something like this for the little kids to climb on. So.
Now, you know what's gonna happen, right?
What's that?
So what happened to you where you got bruised? That cougar did it.
Oh, there you go, there you go, there you go. And this gives you an aerial. Yeah, there you go. This gives you an aerial of what it'll look like there on the playground. For the older students, and this is what it'll look like with the shade structure. Again, this is one view without the shade structure, looking at it from the other angle, and then this is the aerial view of it there for you, so you can see the placement there. For the special needs students, we are looking at a covered area that'll have 2 swing sets. So they offered this, which is kind of like some logs to climb through, but when we met with the teacher committee, they said they would like one of those cougars as well. So we will have 2 of those cougar stands there. So we're excited about that. And this is where that playground area is there. Total cost for all of this, the pre-K through 2 is $256,000, 3 through 5, $248,000. The special needs is $99,000. So we're looking at $603,000, $352,000. So again, this is through a purchasing co-op. So we're just asking for your blessing of the design and the purchase. 2 other things I wanted to add is during spring break, we will be doing some paving projects at the elementary. In that front triangle, we will be paving part of that to be able to park about 45 cars. We will be looking at having that for staff parking, and since it is across the street. And then we've got some resurfacing to do in the back as well. So that'll be happening, weather permitting, during spring break. And then as far as the central office design, we are still working with both the architect and the contractor. We hope to have some information for you within the next couple of months on that. So, any questions?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I didn't see the paving. Was the paving in the
It's not in this cost
It's
summary.
not in here, right?
This is part of our
Okay.
regular maintenance budget. It's about $77,000 total for all that paving that we're gonna be doing. It's under the $100,000 limit.
Yes.
Yeah.
question.
Yes, sir.
In reference to, I'm not sure that we still use the bus that's on the
Yeah,
elementary
Yeah,
grounds.
I don't know. Ms. Fisher, do y'all use that retrofitted bus in the back there?
Yes, we do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's-
Okay, so,
Yes.
on the teachers committee, so was there feedback, is everyone, their concur with the current design?
Yes. I mean, we met the first time, the project designer took a couple of their ideas back, and then we brought it back to them again. So, yeah, they provided input, we listened to it, and were able to incorporate that into it. Yes, ma'am.
And did each of, so I know you guys went out, as the leadership to go and look at some of the sites with some of the equipment. Did a small group of the teachers get a chance to go and see some of the?
We brought pictures back
Okay, you just brought
from
it.
that, yeah.
Just know that the teachers had already been.
Oh, they'd already been on their own?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good just to see
Okay,
it.
yeah.
So-
Thank you.
Is there an average lifespan on the equipment once it's put in place? I know that's kind of hard to judge.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, it depends on your maintenance, you know, your shade helps, but I would say you're looking at a good 10 to 15 years out of the
Oh,
equipment.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and we inspect it every summer, you know, make sure there's no loose fittings or anything like that, and replace parts.
Absolutely.
Because you know, the longer span in terms of equipment, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's hard finding parts for those.
Yeah, the equipment
and
we have
yeah.
now, we're
Yeah.
struggling to find replacement parts for it.
Cool. Good deal.
The last thing is, if the motion approves tonight for purchasing, this is a summer project?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
yes, I was gonna yes, we will be able, if we get it ordered by March 1st, we should be installed and ready by August 1st. So, we will also be redoing all of that rubberized surfaces
That's
that you
what it
see
was.
down here as well, all of that's gonna be replaced.
Which is already included in the cost.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of that's included, as well as taking out the old equipment and removing it off of our site.
Okay. Good deal.
So quick question.
Yes, sir.
So, it's a summer project, we approve it now, when will it begin? But it won't.
It'll be in the summer, cause we have to get it ordered now.
Okay, so it won't affect during the school
Oh,
year?
no, the installation will start once school is out.
Okay.
But we have to get the equipment ordered, that seems to
Just the
be-
package,
Yeah,
yeah.
getting it installed usually isn't the thing, it's getting
Getting
it
it
ordered
ordered,
and
yeah.
getting it here.
Here, okay.
Yeah, it's kinda like, you know, HVAC units, it's a 3 to 4 month lead time at least on HVAC
Get it.
units. This is several months lead time on that, so that's
Okay.
why we're getting it approved now, so it'll be ready to install in June.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything further? Again, we're on agenda item number 9. The superintendent recommends approving the purchase of elementary school playground equipment as submitted. I have a motion for approval.
Madam President, I recommend, or I motion for the approval of the design and purchase of the elementary school playground equipment as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
This has been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the purchase of the elementary school playground equipment as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
Aye, Representative.
Aye, Willie White.
I, Latoya Sizer.
Aye, Aaron Braxton, the second.
Aye, Andrea Nicholas. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Agenda item number 10. Resolution regarding the emergency school closing on January 26, 2026. The superintendent recommends adopting the resolution regarding the emergency school closing on January 26, 2026 as submitted.
As y'all know, that day came very cold and icy, and we actually closed school that day. And this is a resolution that everyone will get paid for that day. that since you're not here, so.
Any questions? Is there a motion for approval?
Madam President, I make a motion to adopt a resolution regarding the emergency school closing on January 26th, 2026, as submitted.
Is there a second?
A second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor of adopting the resolution regarding emergency school closing on January 26, 2026, as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Aaron Braxton, the second.
I, Latoya Sizer.
I, Willie White.
I, Rebecca Zanati.
I, Andrea Nicholas. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Agenda item number 11, public hearing on the 2024-2025 district annual report, which includes the Texas Academic Performance Report, the TAPER.
Good evening,
Discussion.
Madam President, board members.
This is a discussion item.
Oh,
No action.
let me read it. This item is a report and discussion only, no action needed.
Good evening again. In your packet, you have the district annual report, right? And after this agenda item, we'll have an opportunity for the public to have a public hearing over it. I want to first start, this is 24-25 district annual report. It includes the TAPER, Texas Academic Performance Report. I want to say thank you to Ms. Roy Fuller for putting it together for you all. Without her, I mean, it's a lot, right? So it's a team effort, so thank her. Thank you very much for that. All right, so I'm gonna go through, again, many of you guys have heard the setup of it. The annual report includes 8 components. The 8 components are in front of you. If you need clarity around what's in these components, there's a lovely glossary at the end. It's very informative. And so we're gonna go through these 8 components. Most of this you've already seen, especially the start and of course data back in September, but I wanna go through it again with you. So I'm gonna start with section 1, which is the TAPER. So it's the academic side of things. You'll see some charts on all 3 performance levels. Remember, approaches is passing for the state standard. Meets is at grade level, and masters is above grade level. So you'll see some data on that. You'll also see reports for each assessment, including SAT and ACT, all grades, all subjects. You can see what's going to be reported. And again, we reported this data to you this past September. So this data in front of you shows you all grades, approaches grade level, which is passing for the state assessment. You'll see reading, language arts, math, science, and social studies. You'll see us in red compared to the region and to the state in those colors. You'll see, and I'm just going to say RLA, 92% of all of our students in all grades that took this exam either had approaches, meets, or masters. So 90% of our population for spring of 2025 passed that exam, if that makes sense, okay? So that's how I read it with you guys, all right? So you'll see we're above the state. You're gonna see across the board in everything going from really early childhood on to even graduation, it is math. Math is where our gap is, and that's not unheard of in across the United States, so. But what's good is we're able to read and understand our test. Does that make sense? Because our reading is very high. Okay, so it's more of the math. You'll see meets grade level. You'll see that again where we are in relation to the region and the state, and these are a percentage of our kids at grade level or above. This is masters above grade level. Again, if you want to see successful school districts, look at their master's level across the state, and if they're in double digits, then they're doing something right. And so double digits, you don't see that everywhere. And so again, you'll see where we fall above the region and state. You know, I see math. You so that is STAR assessment for spring of 2025. So now I'm going to go into school progress, and it measures 3 areas, which is in front of you. It'll measure the annual growth, and you're going to see a chart on that reported by grade and subject of the assessment. And annual growth is only in reading and math. You'll then see accelerated learning, and these are our students who have not performed passing on their STAR end of course exam the year prior, and so then our goal is to get them to pass the coming year, right? And so you'll see how they did with their intervention and whether they're growing or not. You'll also see STAR participation. It's how many kids show up to assess, and we always do really well, and so we were at 99% of our students. Okay. And so I want to let you know with the accelerated learning, the second bullet under the first bullet, those are the students that are below grade level. Some of them 3 years behind, 2 years behind, 4 years behind. So those are the kiddos that have a lot of catching up to do, okay? And we spend a lot of time with our interventionists working with them and their students. So this is the annual growth. And this is the percent of students that grew academically by at least 1 school year in reading and math, okay? The name of this game, and I've said this over and over with state assessment, is to grow kids. You keep growing, you will keep being high performing. Kids stay stagnant, go backwards, it's gonna show, okay? And so, and this is for all kids in reading and in math. So you'll see that 81% of the kids in RLA had at least 1 year's growth. Okay, so you can see that. I'm very proud of the fact that in math, in 1 year, and remember we've had new curriculum in math. In math, we went from a 66 to a 75% in 1 year of kids. So 75% of kids had 1 or more years growth. And math is what is our area that we really need to work on. And so we're very proud of that piece, and that has to do with a lot of factors. Reading language arts, we're already high performing. Reading language arts went from an 80 to an 81%. But again, you know, we're high performing in reading. So we're closing the gaps, and so I'm very proud of that. And that is a team effort. Accelerated growth, again, remember, is the percentage of students who did not meet grade level in the prior year, and after receiving acceleration, AKA intervention, they've reached the approaches grade level or above in the current year. And these are the kiddos that need to grow more than 1 year in that year. These are the ones that have the largest gaps, right? And so when you look at this, this is where we still have work to do. So in reading, 50% of that group had growth. The other 50 what?
That,
No. Okay. And again, we're trying to grow them at a very fast rate. And again, we're doing it, but we're working on what's called acceleration. And acceleration is not remediation. And we have interventionists working with our core area teachers, and we're starting to see the growth. So you'll hope to see that keep going up as we move on. Okay? These are the kids with the largest gaps.
But when we say 51%, what does that mean? What's the denominator? It's like, what's the size of this group? 100, 50, like?
Well,
All the kids who did not pass, I don't know it off the top of my head.
so, oh my gosh, at the elementary, that's how many students that are?
It's about 60-something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all the children that did not meet standard for that state assessment that year.
I was just trying to understand
Yeah.
the size of that population.
And it varies depending on the campus and the school district. Some school districts have very high numbers.
And when you're saying region and state, is it 3A or is it all?
Region 20.
Region 20.
It's region 20.
Yes, region 20.
Yes, sir.
So the data we get always compares us to our region.
And that's all state, not just 3A state, all state. Yes, sir.
And many of these students are also double dippers, meaning they have reading, they also didn't do well math, and vice versa, right? And so, and these are children that are receiving acceleration support, intervention support, in addition to their core classes. Okay. All right, so, you always see the acronym ESL, English is a second language, and then you also see, you'll see it as Emergent Bilingual, EB. ESL is the federal term, EB, Emergent Bilingual, is the state term. But these are our kiddos in that group and how they're performing. And again, this is data you have seen. So we're above the state and region. And, you know, these are the students that come to us, and some of them are not strong even in their native language. And so, working with them at where they're at, whether they're beginners, intermediates, advanced high, and supporting them. And so, you'll see in a minute by program what our percentage is, and we have a very small group of these students, but every student counts here,
Yes.
right? Every student. So we are working in that area with them too. All right, here's some more data on attendance, graduation, and dropout rates. Just some things to highlight. Attendance rate, we went up. The previous year was 95.2, 95.7. We'll take it. Chronic absenteeism, we went down, so that's really good, from 11.3 to 9.2. Our dropout rate, we're used to having a 0. We expect a 0 here, and so we're consistently at that. And then you've got some more data in your packet about the longitudinal graduation rate. The graduation profile, the second bullet, for the 23-24 graduates, we had 116. In your packet in the report, you'll see the ethnicity, the graduation type, and program and student attribute. So this is CCMR, College Career and Military Readiness. A couple of things to highlight. You'll see our CCMR indicator, the first one, the class of, remember this is always lagging data. So class of 2023 was 90.7, and class of 2024, 97.4%, with the goal of reaching 100%. And so very proud of that group, Dr. Cerna and his team. They're tracking kids, they're working with kids, they're doing whatever they have to do to get it.
So was there anything specific we did to have that increase? Not, I mean, you know, additional,
That's where, there's a lot.
there's a lot,
Yes,
okay.
there's a lot. But you're tracking kids and you're meeting them where they're at, and then you're giving them the support, everything from SAT prep to TSI prep to connecting it to their core curriculum in math. My gosh, everything. Yeah. It's and they have a team over there. And you know, Ms. Garza is also the CCMR counselor, so we did that piece too. So anyway, very proud of that. They're doing excellent work.
Yeah.
And then the percentage of graduates under an advanced diploma plan and identified as special education, we went up in that area. So again, all kids count, and so that is a plus. SAT, ACT results, the number of kids, we test all kids with SAT. Not all districts do that, but we do that because it is the gateway for other things for them to qualify for. And so we test all kids. The SAT, ACT results, we went down at and above criterion. And so what that is the percent of students who scored at or above the criterion score of 480 on the SAT, evidence-based reading and writing, or 19 on ACT English section, and 23 on the ACT composite. What they do here is they take the number of 23-24 graduating examinees who scored at or above the criterion score on either the SAT or ACT, and then they divide by the number of graduates reported. So that's kind of how you arrive at that, and there's more explanation in the glossary. So we did go down in that area. Your average SAT score, again, they take the average, we went down a little bit in there. ACT, we don't administer that campus-wide, and so most schools, they focus on one or the other, and so those students go on their own and take it.
So I know we became a testing site for SAT, correct?
Yes, yeah.
And then I know we have, I'm not sure how often we do this, but we do prep
We do.
classes for SAT, ACT. Do we have a good showing for that? For those testing opportunities or training opportunities?
SAT? Yeah.
Since we became a.
We have about 25 students for the SAT prep. That's for the junior class, but we open it to all grades, no lessons. So it's about 25 students who do it.
25 out of 100 and
Give or take, whatever you're.
500, 25 out of 100, and there's certain test prep embedded into their classes. And
Correct.
Geometry has it embedded, algebra 2 has it embedded. It's already in their classes. So it's already going to be something they go through. The test prep is more for strategy than it is content, but we do offer that. Dr. Shannon, if you
Sir.
don't mind, that
Yeah.
class of 23 was 82 students. Class of 24 was 119.
Yeah,
So
so
there
it's
was
a big
about
difference.
30 plus more students. And we test 100% of our juniors and students, but the numbers go up and down year to year. We're back down to 90, about 96 this year, so it goes.
Yeah, thank you for that,
goes up.
yes. It's all based on the graduating class size, and so it varies.
Mhm.
Okay. Some more indicators, advanced placement, AP, we're not an international baccalaureate, we're AP. And, if you see, we had a plus, so we had more students participate in the AP, so that's a plus. Also, the examinees, we increased, and so the examinees is that the percentage of students with at least one AP exam at or above the criterion score, you had to have a 3, 4, or 5. So that's a plus, so they're preparing it better. And then the advanced dual credit completion went up, and so that is the percentage of students who completed and received credit for at least one advanced course or dual credit course. So we went up, so we're going in the right direction. Okay. Ethnic distribution for 24-25 based on 1,614 kids. There wasn't much change since 23-24. It's pretty steady of where our ethnic distribution is, so I just wanted to highlight that. And then here is the students by instructional program, okay? And so this is some interesting data to look at. So ESL, remember, English is second language. This state is at 24.3%. We're at 2.8%, right? You look at CTE, which I think is just phenomenal. We started out, I think it was in, what was it, in 24, we were at 18.3%. We've grown to 69.2%. And so we're growing, you know, he was just talking about all the accolades, the 5 programs of study we have and the things we're doing with these kids. And it's showing here. And so the state is at 74% and we are at 69.2%. Our GT population, that's where it falls in comparison to the state. Our special education, again, you've heard this before, we have a high percentage, we're above the state with special education. And so we are not going down. Economically disadvantaged, you'll see where we're at in comparison to the state. 504 students, we actually grew since the year before's report. We grew by about 3%. Dyslexia went up, which dyslexia is going up everywhere across the state. Went up by 1%. Let's see, military connected, we're always high, as you well know. So that's some interesting data to see is how we compare by program. The money. That's Ms. Novak area, but you guys get a lot of information. You've already seen all of this prior, and so that is in your district annual report. And then you also have to report your district accreditation status, and it actually just came out in February 12th, and so we are accredited, and so we have been and will continue to be. Also, you've seen these because you approved the campus improvement plans. Those are required to be in the district annual report, and it tells you the areas. So again, you guys have seen this. Report on violent or criminal incidences. You have to report that, and of course we have been and are currently at 0, and so our report does not have any of that. Now this information I was hoping to give you, but it is not been updated by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board yet. Everybody's waiting anxiously for it to be updated because what it shows you, remember, is where do our graduates go, right? Do they go to private? Do they go to, public? Do they, you know, all those things. And so, once we get that data, I will get that to Dr. Bates to get to you guys, because I think it's important to see where they go after, right? And then House Bill 3, remember you have 3 House Bill board goals. One is on early childhood literacy, one is on early childhood math, and then you have the CCMR. And in your packet, what you have is kind of currently where we're at. And so we're in progress on all of our goals. They have made some changes to the House Bill 3 goals, and so we will be reviewing those and probably coming back to you with, I guess you want to call it some amendments, some things pretty soon. But you will get progress updates on that. But right now we're in progress. Our CCMR goal was to be at 94. We're at 97, and that was by August of 2029. So we'll look at where we're currently at, make some revisions with some new laws that came out, and then come back to you. But this was just an update, so we're in progress on those. And then you have the taper for your viewing pleasure. There's also a Spanish version. And if you have any questions, we're gonna go ahead and post it on our website. We're gonna go ahead and have hard copies at our district office and our campuses. And as always, if you have any questions, I am available. That is the 2024-2025 district annual report.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Good deal.
One more time, does anyone have any questions? Again, this item was for report and discussion only. Agenda item number 12, public comment. Public comments regarding the public hearing on the 2024-2025 district annual report only. Just to open the floor for anyone who has comments, concerns, questions. Moving on to agenda item number 13, discussion and possible action regarding proposed board resolution and associated policy related to period of prayer and reading of the Bible or other religious text in accordance with section 25.0823 of the Texas Education Code. The superintendent recommends approving that on February 18, 2026, the governing body of Fort Sam Houston Independent School District not adopt a resolution or corresponding policy that would require a period of prayer and reading of the Bible or other religious texts as permitted by Senate Bill 11 from the 89th Texas Legislative Session, which took effect September 1st, 2025. Further, this record vote of the governing body is taking place within 6 months of the bill becoming effective as required by the law.
Last month, we gave you all information about why we would like not to adopt this. Our faculty, staff have that opportunity during the instruction day to do that. We don't see this as a reason to change master schedules to allocate that time during our master schedule. Since you know how those schedules are, it'd be a heavy overhaul to do that. So we're recommending not to adopt this.
Any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve, a motion for approval?
Madam President, I recommend that today the governing body of Fort Sam Houston ISD not adopt a resolution or corresponding policy that would require a period of prayer and reading of the Bible or other religious texts as permitted by Senate Bill 11 from the 89th Texas Legislative Session, which took effect September 1st, 2025. Further, this record vote of the governing body is taking place within 6 months of the bill becoming effective as required by law.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of approving that on February 18, 2026, the governing body of Fort Sam Houston Independent School District not adopt a resolution or corresponding policy that would require a period of prayer and reading of the Bible or other religious texts as permitted by Senate Bill 11 from the 89th Texas Legislative Session, which took effect September 1st, 2025. Further, this record vote of the governing body is taking place within 6 months of the bill becoming effective as required by the law. Signifying by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Latoya Sizer.
I, Willie White.
I, Aaron Braxton II.
I, Andrea Nicholas. All opposed?
I, Rebecca Zord, yea, Rebecca Zord.
So my verbiage, I would say majority of the vote is to approve the superintendent's recommendation. Therefore, the motion passes.
And the number.
You have to say the number. 4 to 1, the motion passes. Agenda item number 14. 2026-2027 application for staff development minutes waiver. The superintendent recommends approving the 2026-2027 application for staff development minutes waiver as submitted.
Ms. Fuller, good evening, you have a comment.
Good evening. This is just a waiver that we ask for every year. It allows us to waive 2,100 minutes of the calendar as long as we provide professional development. Basically, what it does for us is it gives us a cushion in case we have bad weather days and things like that. We have more than enough days this on the proposed calendar, so we do this so that we have that cushion for that. That's it.
Any questions?
And the 75,600
600.
is the minutes,
That's the required minimum.
required minutes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you're requesting 2,100.
No, we request the waiver. The
Oh, the
waiver
waiver's
grants
only
is 2,100.
Like 4 days.
It's, yeah, roughly 4 days,
35,
based on our minutes, yeah.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion for approval?
Madam President, motion to approve the 2026-2027 application for staff development minutes waiver as submitted.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor of approving the 2026-2027 application for staff development minutes waiver as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Latoya Sizer.
I, Rebecca Zord.
I, Willie White.
I, Aaron Braxton II.
I, Andrea Nicholas. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Agenda item number 15, proposed Fort Sam Houston Independent School District calendar for the 2026-2027 school year. The superintendent recommends approving the proposed Fort Sam Houston Independent School District calendar for the 2026-2027 school year as submitted.
Ms. Fuller, you have the call.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Easy calendar this year was actually.
Yeah, it's very,
It was very easy to plan. We have the required, we have over the required 75,600 minutes. We have the minimum, we have the
proper number, you have to have a certain number of minutes and days for some of our curricula, like the Bluebonnet stuff, so we have over that. We have embedded PL days, which, I don't know if I tell you this, but every year, most districts don't embed their PL. Teachers have to come after school, do it on their own, go Saturdays, and so we have days, I think, what do we end up with? I think 4. We have our 2 parent conferences, our holidays, and all of that, and then, and we have a good cushion of minutes built into that one. So, it went through our DEIC, which starts the process, our District Educational Improvement Committee starts the process, it goes to the campuses, it goes through cabinet, goes back to DEIC, and then, we just clean it up and make sure we have everything right, and you have a copy of it, so.
Ms. Fuller, educate me.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you and I, one of the first things I asked, how many days do we have those cushions for bad weather days? Because I think there was one year during January, we were getting close, and I think we had, what, 4 days?
Mhm.
And we were up to 3, so
Yeah.
that's kind of important to me.
Yeah.
So we want to be making up those days on.
With the waiver that they just approved, we should have about 7. Plus, there's 2 inclement weather makeup days on here if we needed them. So, and the charge is always to try and get the kids out before Memorial Day for PCSing and all that other kind of stuff. It's easier for the families. And to end the semester at Christmas, again, it gives a clean break for those who have to PCS to another place. So those are all included in this year's calendar.
Any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
Madam President, I make a motion to approve the proposed Fort St. Lucie ISD calendar for the 2026-2027 school year as submitted.
Is there a second? Moved and second. All in favor of approving the proposed Fort St. Houston Independent School District calendar for the 2026-2027 school year as submitted, signify by raising your hand, saying aye, and stating your name.
I, Aaron Bryce, the second.
I, Willie White.
I, Andrea Nicholas. All opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Agenda item number 16, closed meeting as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551.071. Closed meeting, time is now 6:28 p.m. and the board will move into closed session.